Hello, YouTubers and all those who happen to watch. I hope you guys are all doing quite well. For some strange reason, this camera is trying to autofocus a face of some sort on that, which I don't understand why it's doing that at all. And holy shit, my finger's dirty. It must have been up my butt for too long. No, I'm kidding. So, I've moved this gaming shelf, or that's such a tacky thing, isn't it? This shelf that contains games, and I moved it from inside the closet to out here, which was actually a pretty darn good spot for it. However, the only concern I have is due to sun hitting this, which will sun fade this stuff eventually, so I'll have to think of a way to at least cover up, because the sun generally hits only up to here on a bright day, so it's not going to be too bad. It's just going to have to find a tarp or some sort of cloth I could put over that while I'm not using the shelf or using anything from the shelf, so that way it's get protected from the sun. It will be hot as fuck in there, but you know, at least there'd be no sun damage. There'd be plenty of radiation, perhaps, perhaps nuclear power. So as this shelf came out of the closet, I had to become one of those supportive fathers. I had to support my shelf coming out of the closet. I had to reassure him that his life would be much happier with his decision. So this shelf came out of the closet. Now he's a happy, big, happy shelf. And one of the things that tusks me, and I shall have it, is of course my copy of Phantasy Star 4. I need to find one of those cases on eBay, which I can actually properly store this in a hard case, which they have those like $10 or whatever, and they print them out for you, have a nice thick hard case, and they ship it out to you, and you can be able to store your case, and it looks all nice and spazzy, which are smazzy, tazzy, wallababazzy. But a little bit of a tour, I suppose, of this shelf, and hopefully it's not too long, it doesn't bore you guys at all, and you guys somehow find some sort of entertainment value out of this. So, first things first, at the top here, got my my niece in the background, me as a child, which I guess I can show it to you, it don't matter. And that was me as a child. You're thinking to yourself, holy shit, what happened? I don't know what happened. I mean, I initially was a striking young lad, then I'd grown into a very husky, delicious man, I guess. I don't know, and I gotta put this photo somewhere else, or probably to bring it downstairs. Found it in some boxes, and I just left it there for now, so that way it didn't get damaged too much. So, as you can generally see below that, or next to that, is my PlayStation 1 copy of Lunar 2, which is the big boxed version of that, which is pretty awesome. Next, I got my goblet here I got from Christmas, I think it was like a year or this year, having a brain fart. So, generally what that does is it dispenses hot cocoa when you drink out of it, which is quite nice. My dog will not shut the fuck up. That dog is going to be put in the kennel pretty soon. Nah, I'm kidding. The dog's adorable. So, I got my PSP games next to those, a couple extras that was sort of newer additions. Coco, really? Have a milk bone and shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. So, we got my gumball dispenser for Darth Vader. A little bit of a pattern there with the gumball, not the gumball, but the Darth Vader chibis. Got some 32X box games, like my Tempo and Virtual Racing, which I got from Big Bad Daddy 11, and I got the raw Sega 32X one, which is actually supposed to be really quite decent, which I tried it, it was quite decent. Got my copy of Sulfice, my Sherlock Holmes, and my Classics, which I believe it has Columns, Snowbie, yeah, it didn't have part 2 in there, so I actually have to go out and still have to get part 2. I have Golden Axe in there, so I have a backup copy, which in Sherlock Holmes is really fucking boring, by the way, guys. It isn't amazing, it isn't bad as a game, it's just really, really boring. Like, you will go to sleep, like GTS style sleep. Like, Kenta will kick you across the skull and you'll be out cold. I'm not talking about CM Punk's little punt to the skull, I'm talking about Kenta's kick, because Kenta, as a professional wrestler, can kick your goddamn head off, and he's not afraid to do it. Okay, off that tirade there, back on track. Got some of my Sega CD games, all the at least the jewel thick cased ones. Got those there. I got to my handhelds, as you can obviously see. Got the extra rock, shock, and rock attachment accessory for the, you guessed it, GBA, which is a really awesome handheld when I first got it as a child, or younger, excuse me. Got to my Game Boy Pocket, which I found really affordable, which I still need to clean it. I don't know why I put Sharpie on that bloody thing. I'm an idiot. Got my Neo Geo Pocket Color, which was a very, very awesome, humble thing that happened a while back from everybody here in the community. So a big, humble thank you, everybody, for that. Again, the Game Boy Color. So, got the Pokemon edition, which was included with Pikachu, which it's not a bad game at all. Or Pokemon is not initially tongue-tied. I need more coffee soon. Initially a bad game. It's just I'm not heavily into the series. I like to occasionally look at see what they do next with the games, but then that's it. So I do have Pearl, so I need to pop that in and play some of that. Pardon the pun. So I'll show you guys a little bit of the games I do own for the PSP. I got my little cup here for Nightmare Before Christmas. Really awesome. Oh, I like this cup. I'm not going to use it though because it's a collector's item, so touch my nipples. Move PD out of the way. Got some games there, like my Pinball Hall of Fame, which is actually quite good. Neon Flux, watched all that already. Pure, Coded Arms. Coded Arms is quite good. Guilty Gear Judgment, which I do like the Guilty Gear series. I'm just not, stroking my penis about it. Got Untold Legends. Got some shovelware, Ultimate Block Party, which actually is not a bad game, as much as I joke around about that. Puzzle Buzzle, which was actually quite good too, which is up there. They're actually good games. I mean, they're casual, absolutely, but they're pretty good. Death Jr. is good. As I said, Untold Legends. I got Acid 2, which Metal Gear Acid 2 is quite good. It's a tactical game, not as you would remember from your typical Metal Gear game, but it's actually a good game. I have to get part 1, though, at some point. Pixel Junk Monsters, which is pretty good. Deadhead Fred, which is good. Ridge Racer, which is decent. I like it. Actually, what the hell am I saying? I actually love that game. That's probably one of the exceptions for the racing games. I can sit down and really enjoy it, and even though it does have slingshot physics issues, I can easily get over it. My Monster Hunter games. Final Fantasy II, which I need to get part 1 still, and Tony Hawk's Underground 2 Remix, which is a fantastic portable game. It's just fantastic. I mean, it screams excellence when it comes to entertainment. Gran Turismo, which I'm not heavily into, but I don't think it's a bad game. It's just I'm just not a heavy Gran Turismo fan. I mean, there's a lot of friends I have who love the series because of it's just a precision for them, a very precision, racing game. I like arcadesy ones like Burnout and all that. Don't judge me, bro. Third Birthday, which is actually quite good. It's a sequel to, it's like an inspired sequel for Parasite Eve, but, due to the you guys if you know Parasite Eve, you know what the hell I'm talking about with that game. I don't need to explain. My Nation Racers, which is good. Lord of Arcania, which is really fucking hard, but good. Final Fantasy IV and the Complete Collection, which is good Steam Boy movie, which I could probably have to shift and organize those after and get all the movies together, so that way they're together. MLB The Show, which is okay. East 7, which is fantastic. Move my Game Boy Pocket back there. Now we're going to move on to these, which, to cut around the bush a little bit, these are actually stacked in with each other. I got my Sid of Alice right there, which I actually really enjoy the series. It's one of my little fetishes of sorts of enjoyment. It's a few series it's obscure but rare. It's like, if you're a dedicated fan of SNES or Genesis and you follow the Sid of Alice or the Alice series, they're quite popular now. They're getting more up there in popularity, so therefore the price is starting to go up a little bit more, which it's kind of disappointing because I still need to get a couple more in the series. But I won't see those anytime soon. Or at least not in this lifetime. So I got a recent game here, which was James Pond 2. I do have it on the SNES. However, I was more catered to the Sega Genesis version. I don't know what it is. I like this, the Super Nintendo version's fantastic, it's fine. This one just hits home for me when it comes to childhood memories. My brother as well as my mother really enjoyed the game thoroughly, so there you go. It's a win-win situation. But not paid too much for it, so therefore I got it. As you can see there in the back, which eventually I have to get more shelving so I can actually spread out my Genesis boxed games and be able to show them properly. And I got Street Rage 3, which I got this a long time ago from a awesome late but great girl named Dory, who passed away, which in December 26th, as you guys remember. Yes, I will let go of history, of course, eventually. But, you know, just a thing to note. She was the most awesome woman in the world. Next to my mother and a couple of my friends who happen to be female. So, Street Rage 3, really fantastic game. Not amazing by any regards versus 1 and 2 for Street Rage. Street Rage 2 is a lot better than both these guys combined to me. But what can you do, right? Got Rashton Saga, which is actually, no one even knew there was a sequel to this, which was actually quite amusing. As soon as I brought it up, I looked up on eBay and my brain exploded how much it's starting to go up for. I'm like, whoa! So I'm like, I'm glad I got this then. So I got that. It's a pretty good, damn good game. It's really good. It's challenging. It's good arcade challenge fun. I want to use that as a term. Drinking some of my ass coffee. Don't mind me. Alright, next game in my collection is Pathos, which is starting to go up in value a little bit. So I don't like to look up games. I really don't. But sometimes I get curious too. So, there's certain games out there, someone will bring it up, I'll happen to own it. They'll show me a link and I'll look and go, oh shit, you know, kind of thing. And that's generally what happens, you know. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. So, Pathos, or Pelos, is a really good shmup of sorts. Fantastic artwork overall. The artwork on the casing is darn awesome. I already had a loose copy of this. Tori gave me this one, so it's, you know, nice. Looks really awesome on the shelf. Got Phantasy Star 4, which again, I need to get a case for that. I'll put that there for now, so I remember to do that at some point. I keep them sliding off my bed at the moment. Excuse me. The most underlooked Sega Genesis game of all time, I think. And it's a damn crying shame. This case has been through hell and high water because I was a child when I had this. This was originally my dad's, but obviously he has no damn time to play retro games or any games in particular. Exception to Farmville or whatever. So, Battlemaster. It's a game that is fantastic. It has some AI issues, which most games of today have those issues, but it's some dirt here. As you can see, it needs to be cleaned thoroughly. And yeah, it's pretty much like a hack and slash Diablo RTS. It's really good though. There's like over tons and tons of stuff to do and explore. It's not an easy game by any means at all, so it's to be desired. So we're gonna move on. So this right here, which is the Incredible Hulk, Phantasy Star 2, 3, and 4. So then you get part 1 at some point, which that's, again, not going to happen anytime soon. And the Cap Attack, Quick Shot. And we got Soldiers of Fortune. I got a PC game sitting right there for a reason, because it's just there for now to fill in the space until I get extra room. And what else? We got my Atari 2600 games, as well as mixed up with some Intellivision and some of my 7800. And, whew, tongue-tied there, some of my ColecoVision stuff. There's a couple ColecoVision games in there, but behind that, if we can get some light back there, is some of my Sega Master System games boxed. They're just sitting back there for now until I get some proper space for them. So, we got that. Got my Game Boy Advance games, some of the box ones I purchased over the years, some of my games which I actually need to take out to pretty soon and actually swap the backing of this. which, what is it? Need to unscrew this and put this in the back of one of the cartridges, which I was given this to by SuperDan88. I need to take that apart and actually put that backing on this cartridge right here for Area 88, which was a Squadron for the States. Fantastic title, might add. And finally, I'm going to close out this video with this. At the bottom here, so I've got some games I have stacked up here, which I need to go through and actually put them away properly. But for now, they're sitting here. And put that back up here. My PC games, which some of them are mostly boxed. Corner of someone's eye, they noticed these, by the way. Many years of my youth, or my younger age, were spent towards this game, but at the same time, I kind of look back on it now and say it's really not worth it to invest in anymore for me. Unless they make it like a buy-to-play or free-to-play, I'm not going to play this ever again. So, that's just that. You know, I don't hate the game, I just don't want to play it anymore, because what they did with it was kind of... they casualized it of sorts. So, I just don't see the point. I like the game, so... I mean, like I'm bashing it. Also got the rest of this, which is my Prey Collector's Edition, Quake 4, some extra stuff. Where is it? Looking around for something, cannot see it at the moment. But, yeah, I got EverQuest 2, Duke Nukem 2, which is a kind of a treat to look at, I suppose. I'm not sure. Duke Nukem 2, the full version. I had to get this again on GOG.com, which it didn't bother me to do so. It was kind of convenient the way I purchased it. So it's a lot easier than me trying to do DOSBox trying to get this to work again. But however, this is the full version, which is a really rare treat to have this in my collection. It's not rare by rare. It's just it feels like a genuinely good accomplishment to have. And something else for my friend here, everyone else's friend here on YouTube, Big Daddy Darth. He was looking at this, or I showed the picture of this from my cell phone along with my penis. I'm kidding. About my penis. And, yeah, the poor man, he's traumatized for life. So, this right here was from Konami. They put this out on PC to try to make some extra bucks off these games. And that, of course, is a compilation of Contra, which is Contra 1, Contra 2, which is Super C, Dracula 1 through 3, and they pretty much made this compilation, which it isn't amazing, but however the save states and all that are pretty nifty on this disc, so it's not bad to have, I suppose, if I'm traveling, or if I want a quick fix on my PC, and, you know, originally I supported Konami that way, so all the power to it, I suppose. But, yeah, that is what I've done with the shelf. Going to be filling in the back of this shelf as well, or putting some things in the back here, and just getting this all cleaned out, putting a carpet right here so I wake up in the morning, I have a nice carpet to put my feet on, and very OCD things, I know, but whatever can you do. Also got this here, which is a click on, which is a Wiimote with candy dispensing. Really cool candy. So, yeah, take it easy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.